To recap, on August the 6th of 2004, residents of Kasturba Nagar burned down Akku Yadav's house. That act followed years of terror, extortion, repeated attacks, brutal acts of SA, unaliving, and a system that failed the poorest of its people. After the fire, Akku went to the police, not for punishment, but for protection. The police arrested Akku on August 7th of 2004, reportedly to keep him safe from retaliation. Word spread that he would appear for bail hearings the next morning. The slum did not wait in silence. People gathered. They were tensed and they were watching. On August 13th of 2004, as Akku appeared in Nagpur District Court No. 7 for bail hearings, hundreds of residents from Kasturba Nagar entered the courtroom. Reports vary on the exact count, but some estimate around 200. Others put it near 400. But everyone agrees. The space was filled with people who had been living with fear for years. And there he was, standing there smirking at the same women he had violated. They say he even laughed at one of his victims right before everything happened. Then, out of nowhere, the courtroom erupted into organized chaos. Over 200 women stormed that courtroom, running, screaming. They all surrounded him, and then he tried to talk, but there was no amount of talking that could stop what was about to happen. It is reported that women and others in the courtroom attacked Akku with blades and stones. Even chili powder was thrown. Police were overwhelmed. Reports state that he was poked too many times to accurately count. Contemporary coverage, however, cites roughly 70 wounds, and he died about 15 minutes later. There are also accounts that say his genitals were mutilated during the attack. Akku Yadav was 32 years old. Afterward, many of the women publicly declared they had all poked Akku, that they all shared responsibility. Police and the state CID gave differing accounts. Some senior police sources suggested only a few men had carried out the killing, and that women later claimed responsibility to protect them. Survivors and residents disputed that version, of course. Initial reports from outlets like the BBC differed in early accounts. Investigations were complicated by conflicting witness statements and alleged police failures. 5 women were immediately arrested. Later, many more faced charges. But public pressure, protests, and lack of reliable witnesses shifted the legal course. By the end of the legal process, many of those arrested were released. Several were acquitted. The legal outcome underlined a deeper truth. The law had failed the people for years, and the community's response was messy, contested, and historically charged. You know what's wild? Not one witness turned on the women. The cops, the same ones who ignored their cries, couldn't find a single person to blame. Because in that moment, justice wasn't blind. She was wide awake. When the blood dried up on that courtroom floor, India had a new kind of headline. It wasn't about murder. It was about revolution. They called it mob justice. But the truth, it was survival justice. For 10 years, these women lived in fear of one man, while the system protected him. And when they finally fought back, that same system tried to act brand new. They arrested those 5 women, tried to make examples out of them. But the people, nah, they weren't having it. Whole neighborhoods stood up. Lawyers volunteered for free. Even the media, who used to ignore them, started calling them heroes. And here's the twist that'll chill your soul. When they asked who killed Akku Yadav, every single woman in that courtroom said, "We did." No fear, no shame, just truth. Because what's justice worth if the only time it shows up is when you create it yourself? The courtroom where Akku Yadav fell silent became more than a crime scene. It became a symbol, a reminder that justice, when denied too long, will carve its own path, even through blood. After the attack, the headlines called it vigilante justice, but in Kasturba Nagar, they called it deliverance. Women who once whispered in fear began speaking in power. They didn't hide their faces anymore. They stood tall in interviews, saying things like, "He can't hurt anyone now." And the courts, for the first time in years, they actually listened. After investigating, every woman charged was acquitted. Not because they found one killer, but because they realized everyone had a reason. And no one, not even the law, could call that evil. In Kasturba Nagar, girls started walking to school again, and the locks on the doors stayed open longer at night. And the name Akku Yadav, it became the kind of name that no one dared whisper anymore. Some say justice was served. Others say it was vengeance. But for the women of Kasturba Nagar, it was freedom. Because sometimes justice doesn't come in a robe. Sometimes it comes in a sari. Thank you for watching IMASEE TV, where justice is vengeance.